Last episode, we talked about the mainframe and how we really are, as an industry, striving to return to that womb of consistency, scalability, and resiliency, the cocoon of value. BMC has done some terrific work of late to sort of basically, they've had some great ideas like their agent control plane, which you've written about a lot. And I think I see a lot of what they're doing reflected in the work
hmm
you've been doing there,
hmm
Mitch. And I know one of the aspects that all companies that are hosting and managing mainframes have faced, which is skills and being able to skill their staff and to maintain that institutional knowledge going forward because code's been around for a while in the mainframe. And it's struck me as really fascinating what BMC is doing here with model context protocol, which I know actually, I don't know if you want to talk about today, but I would love to if you've done some, I know you're doing some projects on your own around this, but MCP as a means of helping to overcome that skills gap. If you guys are all wondering like, oh yeah, I've heard about the skills gap, yada, 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 we're just not hiring new people anymore. That's really not even the point. The broader point is the attrition that happens in the older end of the spectrum, the other end of that spectrum is really devastating to companies. We
hmm
see in our research that we just completed actually for my research group that the skills gap as being a primary limiter for adopting agentic AI in the enterprise, that skills gap has doubled in terms of that being the primary issue in the last 6 months. That is telling to me. So I really applaud what BMC is doing here with MCP to try to at least give your companies a fighting chance of like keeping that institutional knowledge alive and to maximize the value in that cocoon that they've built over the decades.
I've done some video interviews from some of the folks with BMC talking about introducing AI to the mainframe environment, not just the platform, but the people working on mainframes, software. So I should really say software teams. It just happens to be where they're working
Yeah,
on mainframes, right?
right.
And it's good. It's nice to see now some things we've been talking about actually turn into products, which I knew about, but I couldn't talk about yet. I think the thing that really strikes me about this is AI has been the rising tide of our industry. It's really kind of leveled everybody up again, brought them back into the conversation. So it's not just about software eats the world and everybody else sucks. It's not just about, AI is going to kill everybody and we're all going to die and it'll survive. We're talking about data. We're talking about mainframe environments. We're talking about protocol, MCP and A2A and open standards and what's going to happen to the things that we have and where they're going to evolve to. And the fact that it's revitalizing an environment that I started in when I got out of college, which is mainframes, which I thought everybody thought was dead by the year 2000 because nobody could get the date thing fixed in time. Another thing, which I was writing 4-digit dates before all that. But anyway, I never did a 2-digit date system. Instead of sitting back and saying, woe is us, this is going to pass us by, they're not like, heck no, we're leveraging this stuff. And what better thing, the universal jackknife or whatever of computing with AI is MCP, right? That's the thing. I call it the can opener for everyone who had cans, but there wasn't a can opener yet. It's the thing
Yeah.
that opens it
It's a
all.
Swiss Army knife.
Swiss Army knife. That's what I'm trying to think of. Exactly. It makes it just opens up the world to what you can do with it. And it's not, you can do this with it and it has these things and that's what you can do. Now, I also issued a paper about MCP, scourge of the security community or future of the AI platform.
Yes, time will tell in that one.